morrows, my friends. My name is XaneKudo, and this is my very first vlog. I don't want to be doing these a lot, but I feel like I have to do them at least a few times in my life. And I'm just gonna put them on some kind of thing. But anyway, this is a vlog, and what I'm going to talk about is whatever the hell I feel like talking about. Because I feel like sometimes opinions need to be heard, and not everybody will agree with your opinion, but it is an opinion, so you have to say it, and that's what I want to do. I have opinions about things like, some of the social issues and stuff going on, and I feel like I need to get my word in, put my 2 cents in to tell everybody how I feel. And this is what I'm going to do to put that out there. Now, I don't want to jump on the anti-bandwagon of things out there, but I've been looking at a lot of this lately, and what I've seen is a lot of things that just don't add up. Like, I've been thinking about it, trying to formulate the right words for it, and I didn't want to just say it right off the top of my head and think about it and think to myself, oh, I should have said that. But I've been thinking about some things, and I just wanted to let you guys know. So let's get started. So this first one, I've heard that a lot of people really want the original Teen Titans back, and I don't blame them because the original Teen Titans was amazing. Like, I loved the show growing up. It came out, I think, 2003. I was like 12, 13 years old at the time. But it was awesome. Like, the characters are awesome, the animation was pretty good, and the stories and the messages, it was a really good show. So now that people have seen the show, they're not that happy that Teen Titans Go is showing right now because it takes all the seriousness of the original and just tears it down. Like, it just makes fun of everything they built up. Like, I think one episode where Cyborg just turns into a machine is a parody, but a lot of people just didn't like that because they know that Cyborg's biggest fear is losing his humanity. So to see that be represented in that format in that show, people just don't like it. And it's not hard to see why. It's basically taking your character's biggest fear and parroting it. And because of that, and because of the unfunny jokes, the awkward humor and stuff like that, they just said this show was bad, it's garbage, and they want the original Teen Titans back. Well, unfortunately, here's what I think, and you could probably see it from the title. I don't think we should get the original Teen Titans back. Now, before you guys just start blowing your loads over this and start spouting angry stuff, hear me out, because I want you guys to think about this. Just think about it. Don't argue right away. Don't say what's on the top of your head. Actually think about this and see if maybe I might make some sense. Okay, so the original Teen Titans, it was good. It's a good show, but it's also pretty dark at times. And unfortunately, those kind of themes aren't really welcomed in the current time. If you notice that a lot of cartoons aren't really as dark or edgy as they used to be. Like around the 2000s, like the mid 2000s to 2010, there was a lot of dark and gritty shows that weren't afraid to show children, a lot of things. But now, to make a long story short, everybody is oversensitive about everything. Like, nothing can be said without somebody being triggered. So now you have all these lighthearted shows, and that's not what we want nowadays. I mean, it's fine for children, but I don't even know what we want, but the point is, Teen Titans is very dark and gritty, and if we're gonna bring all that back, the entire grittiness and darkness and the dark themes and stuff of the original Teen Titans, you know who's going to come and try to stop all the fun? Moral Guardians. And you might think to yourselves, and you might think, oh, well, you're just saying that. You're just thinking that Moral Guardians are going to do that because, you know, that's how they are nowadays. They're not going to do that. Well, I think so, only because of what happened with Powerpuff Girls. I mean, if you know it's the original Powerpuff Girls, I've seen a couple of the episodes. I actually have them on my laptop right now. You know, I have them on my laptop, and I watched some of them, and I realized, wow, I didn't realize that there was blood in that show. Wow. Oh, if you didn't know, in the early stages of the Powerpuff Girls, they were actually called the Whoop-Ass Girls. Literally, it was going to be a show for adults, and somehow with the executives coming in telling them, oh, we need to make it for kids, they somehow made it for kids with some adult themes. You know, it was so fun for kids, but you can see that they weren't afraid to show blood. Now, they're afraid to show anything that could be deemed too violent for the youth. And I get it. I get that you want to protect the youth's brain power, but, you know, you're being kind of really oversensitive about it. Like, some kids do need some type of violence, because if you try to put them in goody two shoes environment, if you put them within that environment, a goody two shoes environment, then they really won't be prepared. But I'm not a parent, and I don't know, you know, if this is the right thing to do, whether it's to show them violence early or to never show them violence at all. I don't know. All I do know is that right now, all the current shows are very goody two-shoed. Whether that's a good or bad thing is really debatable. But back to my point, you can see what they did with the Powerpuff Girls. Before, it was dark and gritty and everybody loved it. But now, it just looks like a mess. Not even because of the animation or even the voice changing. It's not the original Powerpuff Girls anymore. Because the original Powerpuff Girls never had a message. And I think that's the problem with the entire cartoon industry in general. Like, a lot of the cartoons are just giving messages. Before, we never had messages. We just had stories. Stories that just tell a story. You know, Dexter's Lab, what's it about? Oh, a boy in his lab. Ed, Edd n Eddy, what's that about? Oh, giving people, these three boys going around trying to make money to buy jawbreakers. And, you know, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that was just about turtles, you know, fighting crime in New York, eating pizza, practicing ninjutsu. SpongeBob SquarePants is about a sponge living in the sea. Fairly Odd Parents is about, you know, a boy and his fairies. I mean, those shows started going downhill along the way. But some of the shows that were around there in the mid-2000s, they were great because I think the big thing was they never really gave a message. And when they gave a message, it was more subtle. Like, you didn't think that the message would be there, but it was. It was just hidden so cleverly and exploited in very subtle ways that were so vague that we didn't know about it. But we thought to ourselves, wow, I didn't know that message was in there. Wow, it makes me think. But now they're just pushing the messages to us. They're pushing it. Like the Powerpuff Girls are trying to push the fact that females can be fighters too. And we got that from the original. We get that from a lot of shows that were like that back then. We got that females could be good fighters. And we got the fact that the Powerpuff Girls were classics. They were one of the few shows that made boys watch shows that starred girls. Because we were still in a time where boys were like, ugh, icky girls, ugh. But now we're more accepting about how girls are functioning. We accept the fact that girls can be just as tough as boys. And we're trying to accept the fact that boys can be just as sensitive as girls. So the question is, why are they trying to push that onto us? Why are they pushing that message onto us? Do they think that we're just so simple-minded that we think that, oh, we're so simple-minded for boys to think that we're tough and girls to be, I don't think so. I think we've grown up enough to know that boys can be just as sensitive as girls and girls can be just as tough as guys. We don't need shows or messages portraying that. But I think a lot of people just need those kind of reminders. But I digress. Anyway, about the Powerpuff Girls, yeah, you can see how it's been doing because they're trying to put in messages. AKA, they took out Sarah Bell, who was pretty much a guardian to the Powerpuffs, and yeah, she's nowhere to be found. The girls just act weird, and according to a lot of the stuff that people on Tumblr and everywhere else online has been putting up, it hasn't gotten better. And that's for a classic show. The creator's not even part of it anymore. He's moved on to something else. And the 3 voice actresses, I remember all of them and I loved them so much. They were pissed. They were pissed that they weren't part of this. But I think due to the way the show was going, even if they came back, it wouldn't have been the same. Because even if you had all the original voices, the action's not the same. The messages are not subtle anymore. They're not more forced. They're trying to implement through the internet how things are going to be. I don't know what to say about it, but overall it's just a jumbled mess, and that's because they try to appeal to, the current social media problems of today. And I have a feeling that if they brought back the original Teen Titans, that's what's also going to happen. They're going to try to appeal to everybody in the current media. They're not trying to bring back the original. If they did, they will be blasted. More guardians will think, that's too violent for my child. And I'm not going to say the other group, but let's just say, if I'm correct, they're probably going to nitpick something that has to do with leadership. I won't say who and I won't say what, but like I said, it will have to do with leadership. But like I said, if the original Teen Titans was brought back, it wouldn't be the same because you have these sensitive people who just don't want violent cartoons anymore. They want happy good shoe cartoons. And when you kind of think about it like that, Teen Titans Go was the closest we're going to get to the original without upsetting any of the, I'm just going to say, social justice warriors. Now, I'm not going to try to jump on the anti-social justice warrior bandwagon, but like I said, I've seen a lot of what they've done, and while I do agree with some things that they say, it's the fact that I don't agree with how they go about it. Because sometimes it feels like they target certain things specifically and just miss the bigger picture. They only target specific things that help with their argument, build details on top of that, but miss the bigger picture, but just push that out the way and build that one thing, but details on top of that, and then make that their entire argument. And that's not right. But that's for another thing. That's for another day. But that's the biggest reason why I don't want the Teen Titans back. Because it wouldn't be the same. If anything, the original Teen Titans are a classic and should stay a classic. It's what animation and cartoons should be. About a story. Not about trying to please the social media. It should be just a story itself. And in all honesty, Teen Titans Go isn't that bad, but considering how people are going to react if the original Teen Titans were to be brought back, I think Teen Titans Go is the closest we're ever going to get to the original Teen Titans. And I honestly think that Teen Titans Go is making us appreciate the fact that the original Teen Titans were awesome. And that's a good thing. You know, we appreciate the fact that the original cartoon is awesome. And this new one is just reinforcing that. But again, it's the closest we're ever going to get through the original. And we should just enjoy it for what it is. Because it's either this or we get something similar to Powerpuff Girls 2016. Well, anyway, that's my vlog, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you got something from it. I hope I was pretty clear on everything I said. I might do another vlog sooner or later. Again, I'm not going to try to jump on the anti-feminist bandwagon if I can help it, or anti-social justice warrior bandwagon. And I just said feminist, and that was I was trying to avoid that word, feminist. I don't hate feminism, but I have things to say about that later on. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you like this video, please share it with your friends so that you may all enjoy it together. And so, until next video, see you next time.